Arsenal have scored 5+ goals in 6 different away games in all competitions in 2024. The most ever by an English top flight club in a single calendar year. No, this cannot be right. That stat has to be made. That cannot be right. No way. I've always been told that Arsenal only pack the bus. You cannot tell me that Arsenal have the first ever team in England to score 5+ goals in 6 different games in a single year. How have Arsenal managed to do this while only packing the bus and scoring from corner kicks? Like, did you guys see the 5 corner kicks that we scored from today? The Stoke City, like, wow, 5 corner kicks that we scored today. Absolutely fantastic. Like, if we're achieving this with only packing the bus and scoring from corner kicks, then Nicolas Jova and Ateta need to be knighted today. Today, they need to be taken where, and they need to be knighted today. I need to be calling them king and prince and whatever. They need to be knighted today. Sir, whatever. Sir, king, prince. We need to be using all those names for these guys. Because if Arsenal scoring all these goals and winning these games with only corner kicks and parking the bus, that must be absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You guys can never make me hate Ateta. Never. Not after 2-3 bad performances and I'm screaming Ateta out. You can never, ever hear that from me. This is the most fun I've ever had as an Arsenal fan. I've been supporting Arsenal since 2004. This is the most fun I've ever had as an Arsenal fan. There's a couple of poor performances here and there, but most of them, 90% of them over the last 3 years have been absolutely fantastic, like enjoyable performances. Another big win this time, Crystal Palace 1, Arsenal 5, 8 goals against them this week. But can we play Crystal Palace every single week? Not disrespecting them. I don't mind Crystal Palace. The other clubs I mind, but Crystal Palace, I don't have a problem with Crystal Palace. Wish them all the best for the rest of the season. But that was a fantastic performance. Absolutely fantastic performance. And Gabriel Jesus, 5 goals in 2 games. Like, I've been hearing Alexander Isak, I've been hearing names like Victor Gyökeres, I've been hearing these big names, I don't remember them scoring, hat tricks and 5 goals against the same opponent, We cannot remember that. I don't remember that. You know what you need to do? We need to bring Isak or Gyökeres to Arsenal, and they're the ones who are going to be the backup for Jesus. Jesus is going to be starting and Gyökeres is going to be on the bench coming on for Jesus. That is what is going to happen. What a fantastic day. Big win. We simply needed to win today. After drawing to Fulham and drawing to Everton. The Everton one really annoyed me. Like, Everton did not even try to win that game and he dropped points against them. That was a bad result. And this game, usually when you play against the same opponent twice in a week, usually don't beat them twice in the same week. We've seen this one with Chelsea and Newcastle. Chelsea beat Newcastle in the league and 3 days later they played in the Carabao Cup. Newcastle won. I think last season Crystal Palace played Man United in the Carabao Cup and in the league in the same week. United won the Carabao Cup one, and I think Crystal Palace won the league that weekend. They won the game in the league, not the league. The game in the league that weekend. Usually, for some reason, you don't beat the same opponent twice in a week. Maybe because they know what you're going to do. Maybe because they know, now that Jesus scored a hat trick, you need to do this, you need to do that. Maybe, things happen and then you don't end up winning both games in that week. That usually occurs. So for us to beat them at the Emirates 3-2 and then go to their place and comfortably beat them 5-1 after obviously not winning the last 2 Premier League games, that is a big result. On top of that, Man City dropped points today as well, and Nottingham are ahead of us before today's game. We simply needed to win this game. I've still not yet given up on the league, and I predicted Arsenal will win the league this season, and I predicted Arsenal will win the Carabao Cup this season. Hopefully, we can still come out of this only 2 trophies. I'd be very, very happy with that. The Premier League is going to be very hard, but I'm still not giving up because I said we are going to draw 4 games and lose 4 games, drop 20 points. If dropped 18 points, that means you only have a margin of dropping 2 more points. Let's see how it goes. We'll need a crazy run. The run that we had last season from January to May, we need to do that again. If we do that again, we win the league. Last season, unfortunately, we won 16 games out of 18, and Man City probably did the same and they beat us. So we need to do the same this time around. We'll need to win like 20 of the remaining 22 games or something. That is what you're going to need to do. But there's a lot to talk about from today's game, a lot of positives, obviously a negative with Saka going off injured. But we can never have a lot of good things at the same time. Calafiori is back, Jesus is scoring goals, boom, Saka is injured. We can never have all the good things at the same time. It can never happen for us. But listen, my prediction for this game was 3-1. I expected us to win this game. And my predicted lineup actually very, very interesting. What I wanted to see today, if you watch the preview, I said I wanted to see both Havertz and Jesus starting. Not necessarily Havertz in midfield, but both of them up front. Havertz and Jesus up front with Odegaard behind them. And the exact lineup that I wanted is the exact lineup that I went for, and that was interesting. That was very, very interesting. So this is what I went for today. He went for Ryan goal, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis Kelly, Partey, Havertz, and Odegaard in midfield, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus as the forward players, and then on the bench, Neto, Tierney, Kivio, Calafiori, Jorginho, Rice, Merino, Nwaneri, and Trossard. So that is that team I wanted to see. I wanted to see Havertz and Jesus up front, Odegaard behind them, Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right, Partey is the holding midfielder. Because I did say Rice is not yet 100% fully fit. You can rest him for this game. No need to rush players. Play Timber, play Lewis Kelly again, and we'll be good to go. And big up to Lewis Kelly, by the way. I'll read you some stats in the player ratings when I do that, but Lewis Kelly has really helped us this period where we've had Calafiori injured and Timber picking up injuries and Zinchenko injured, and Tierney has not been involved in the team. We really needed someone to bring in the team. Basically, what Lewis Kelly and Nwaneri are doing for us right now in terms of squad depth is what Saka and Smith Rowe did for us back in 2020 when we really desperately needed people in the squad, and the two of them came up. That is the same thing that players like Lewis Kelly are doing for us right now. With all the injuries, we really needed someone from the academy to come and perform for us, and they're doing exactly that. So I like that lineup. Obviously, people are not happy about Havertz playing in midfield. I was hoping he's going to be pushing forward, and then it's going to be a front two. That is what I was hoping for. I also don't like Havertz in midfield. I prefer him up front, but there was no way you're going to drop Jesus today. And for me, Havertz is still our top scorer this season. I still wanted him to start as well in this particular game, and both of them scoring. Icing on the cake, absolute icing on the cake. So what a start to the game. 6 minutes in, we were 1-0 ahead already. Gabriel Jesus scoring. What a finish, by the way. Saka cross, it hit Gabriel and then dropped to Jesus. Fantastic goal. And it's crazy, 2 weeks ago, probably Jesus misses that, but just because he scored those 3 goals, and you don't know how happy I am for a lot of reasons. Because when we were talking about Jesus and players to sell during the transfer window, I was literally the only person here who said they wanted Jesus to stay at Arsenal. The only person. I've still been seeing comments all the way from August, September, October, people saying, "Glenn, you're absolutely crazy. Look at what this. The standards are low. Look at what you've done. We are keeping Jesus, and look, he's not doing anything." And believe me, I've also been in a lot of pain seeing Jesus miss all of those chances in all of those games. I'm like, oh no, man, I was really rooting for you. I really wanted you to do well this one, because I felt like he was our best player last season in the Champions League. And there's a couple of games here and there, even the Crystal Palace one at home, the Nottingham Forest away game last season, Sevilla away. I felt like we won those games because of Jesus. So I was like, there's still something there. He's had one good season. He's had one bad season. Let's give him the third. If he has a bad season, then you can get rid of him. If he has a good season, then 2 good seasons, 1 good season, then you keep him. And it has not worked out until this week. This week is when everything has changed for him, and he's coming to form right on time. Because I've always said, if Jesus and Martinelli, one of them, performed last season, you'd have won the league. Just an extra 2-3 goals from any of them, and you'd have won the league last season. We could not have another season where Martinelli is not performing and Jesus is not performing, and Odegaard has been injured, and then boom, you're only depending on Saka. We cannot do that. We cannot have another season like that, and that is how it's been until now. And Odegaard has been injured, and Martinelli has not been performing, and Jesus has not been performing, and Trossard has not been performing, and Havertz recently has not been performing, and you cannot have that. You have to have at least 3 of them on form at the same time. Last season, between January and May, we had Havertz on form, Trossard on form, Odegaard on form, Saka on form, and all of a sudden we were scoring 5 goals, 6 goals every single game. Right now, 5 goals against Sporting, 5 goals against Palace, 5 goals against West Ham, poor performances against Everton and Fulham, because if 3 or 4 of those players don't perform well in that particular game, you're done for. But imagine right now if Jesus had not scored these 5 goals and Saka's gotten injured, and then we'd have been in a very desperate position. But now we can feel like, okay, next game, Ipswich, we can still do the job without Saka in that particular game. Jesus is scoring, start him again. Havertz, start him again, go with the front 2. Martinelli can now play on the right side. He's been playing there since last season, a few games when Saka is not there. Play them, and all of a sudden things are looking better. We definitely still need Saka in this team back. Hopefully we can rest him until, hopefully he can be back for the Brentford game. Doesn't look likely. That could be 3 weeks or something. We have a lot of games coming up in January, a lot of games. And considering we cannot trust players in the Champions League because we still need to tie down that top 8, and we cannot trust players in the in the FA Cup, because you're playing Man United. If you didn't have an easy draw, and then you have Newcastle in the semi-final, it's going to be a lot of very big games in that competition. So we need everyone on form. We need to be rotating. We need everyone on form. So what a start. Jesus making it 1-0, fantastic. More confidence like he couldn't score from January to December, and all of a sudden 4 goals. Unfortunately, they equalized right away. In the first 10 minutes, we were very shaky. Saliba was very shaky. Gabriel was very shaky. Raya had given away the ball. We almost conceded from it, and their goal was too easy. We were too open in that midfield. Now, that could be the dangers as well of playing a front two with Havertz and Jesus, and then only leaving and maybe Odegaard in that midfield. Odegaard is also pushing forward, so you're asking Partey to just cover that whole midfield by himself. And then we were dropping far. We were dropping farther back, Saliba, Gabriel, and we let them have that shot. He scored. He scored last week. 2 goals against Brighton. He's also on form, just like Jesus. He scored once again. He's a good player. He's obviously going to finish that. So poor goal to concede once again. We were keeping a lot of clean sheets away from home this year. The first 10 months of this year, we are keeping a lot of clean sheets, but all of a sudden, the last 2 months, we've been conceding every single away game. But no problem with that. I'm still sure by the end of the season, the team that is going to have the most clean sheets. Our defense is still very good. I really cannot blame Raya, Gabriel, and Saliba when they make a mistake or two, because they've literally been carrying us for a long time, especially that centre-back partnership. Some mistakes will pop in, but today it was not a good performance at all. Although Raya, once again, was a fantastic performance, and we needed to get a second goal right away. We needed to answer them right away, and that is something that we did a lot the past 2 years. When a team scores, we score right away. I remember the 22-23 season, we were doing that a lot. The other team scores, and then we score right away. Last season as well, a few games here and there. This season, whenever the other team scores, we take a lot of time to respond, and that is what we need to do. We need to be responding right away, and we did that today. From a corner kick, it wasn't directly a header, but it dropped to Partey. Partey squared it for, or passed it to Jesus, and what a finish that was. Jesus has scored 5 goals this week, and those 5 goals, it's not those are not easy finishes. All 5 of them, those are world-class finishes. Those are striker finishes. That is what we've been looking for. That is why we're screaming for a striker to have finishes like those. And all of a sudden, he's had 5 of them in a week. Absolutely fantastic finish to make it 2-1. And people could not believe it. Here's Jesus again on a hat-trick once again. And all his goals in the first week, against Crystal Palace the other day, all of them came in the second half, right? And then today, 2 goals in the first 40 minutes, literally 5 goals in 50 minutes of playing time. Absolutely crazy. And then Saliba had a moment of lapse again, and then Raya made a very good 1-1 save against Mateta. Raya has been phenomenal for us. I rated Ramsdale very highly. I think Ramsdale is a very, very good goalkeeper. And so looking at our fixtures, Ipswich, Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle, Man United, Tottenham, not easy. So we're going to need to be at the top of our game. I rated Ramsdale very highly in terms of shot stopping. Raya is very good at kicking, but this season, Raya's shot stopping has been phenomenal. I think he's definitely been the best goalkeeper in the Premier League this season, above Alisson, above all those guys. He's been the best goalkeeper this season. The saves he's made for us this season, absolutely incredible. And it's been a lot of them. Almost every single game, Raya is making a fantastic save. Every single game is making a fantastic save. And today, once again, he made 3 or 4 fantastic saves, including that one-on-one against Mateta. Unfortunately, Saka went down with an injury, that same hamstring injury. I hope it's not going to take that long, because I think he went off with England with the same injury, and then some games now we need him, against Crystal Palace in midweek. We had to bring him on, unfortunately. So games like that, we need someone to play where we don't need to bring in Saka. But he's injured now. We need to make way without him. Last season, we missed him against Man City. We missed him against Everton, the big game of the season, the last game of the season. We've missed him against Bournemouth this season. Hopefully, the players can step up. Gabriel had a block as well. He picked up a yellow card. Timber picked up a yellow card. And then Gabriel had a header, hit the post. He almost scored from it. Jesus hit the post, and then we scored from the rebound. Havertz, right place, right time. He's got 4 or 5 of those kind of goals this season. Havertz, those tap-ins, fantastic. Raya as well made a save from a header, and then Mateta and Lewis Kelly had that scuffle in the box. Lewis Kelly, love him, man. He's onto it. He's big boy now. He's joining the big boy league. Absolutely love. He's not scared of handling Haaland and Mateta and all those guys. Raya made a lot of good saves in the second half before Calafiori came on for Lewis Kelly. Rice came on for Havertz. And I don't know why Klein did not get a red card. That was a bad challenge on Calafiori. And I was screaming what the hell? Like, this guy's just coming back and just been, that's a terrible tackle. That should be a red card. That should 100% be a red card. And they didn't even check it. They did not even check it, because it would have been a shame again if we lose Calafia again to that kind of injury again. It would be a huge shame, because it just came back, and that was a bad challenge, bad challenge. There was still time for Martinelli to score a goal. It was from a Rice assist. Jesus so close to getting a hat-trick there. Good save from Henderson. Martinelli almost went off target, but as long as he got the goal, that is icing on the cake. Jesus, Havertz, and Martinelli all scoring on the same day, absolutely perfect. And there was even time for Rice to score as well. Rice as a sub today, absolutely phenomenal. Like, he came on, and I think that is like an 8, 9 out of 10 performance from the bench, which is crazy. Usually we rank players 7, 8 out of 10 whenever they come off the bench. But today, Rice, that performance off the bench, fantastic. Unfortunately, Jesus didn't get a hat-trick. He went off. Noneri came on. Merino came on. Timber went off. I think Partey probably went to right back for those last 10 minutes. But they matter. We got the win. We got a 5-1 win. Big win. We've now, scored some goals. We're on the same goal difference with Chelsea and Liverpool. Very, very good. Last season, we were like 60 plus goal difference at the end of this. So we need to do the same now. We need to start battering teams and scoring those goals. Very important, because Chelsea are scoring goals, Liverpool are scoring goals, even Tottenham at bottom of the table, they're scoring goals as well. So those goals are very, very important for us. Score as many goals as possible. If you want to score 10 corners in a game, let's do it. For me, no one needs to tell me that Arsenal only score from corners. I don't need to know that. I watch Arsenal every day. I know we don't only score from corners. I've seen Arsenal playing this year. We've been battering teams 5, 6 goals every single week. We're going to have a couple of bad games, yes, but the team, we can score a lot of different ways. It can come from the right side, it can come from the left side. Timber can contribute. Partey scored a couple. Rice can score goals. Havertz has scored a lot of goals, which is already. Jesus is on scoring form as well. Odegaard, we need him to get some goals as well. Martinelli need him to score more goals as well. Our defenders are always scoring goals. Absolutely fantastic. That is a big win, big away win. And next up, another fixture that we wanted. Ipswich at home, they've just lost 4-0 to Newcastle today. Could have been 5 or 6 for Newcastle. Another good fixture. Can we go there at home and score another 4 or 5 goals? We usually don't do that at home somehow. We did that against Chelsea and Sheffield last season, and maybe Lens, but we usually do it away for some reason. Twice against West Ham this year, Burnley, Sheffield, today, Sporting. We usually score 5, 6 goals every time away from home. But at home, we struggle to do that. It's always like the other team scores first, and then we have to get 2 goals later on. No, can we go and have a comfortable home game against Ipswich? That would be great. That would be absolutely perfect. Fantastic win. 5-1 to Arsenal. That's a big win. We've added 4 goals today. Another win today. Back to winning ways in the Premier League. Player ratings coming up. Let me know what you made of the game. How happy are you? Who was your player of the match? Let me know all that. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.